All right, guys. Well, this is the 1967 Ghia, Karmann Ghia. It's been sitting since 1975. Last registered in 75. So, you know, if they drove it that year, maybe they drove it till the end of the year and never registered it after that. If you think about it, from 67 to 75 is almost 10 years. So this car was at its end of its life for the most part at that point. And it looked like maybe it started its life in New York. I'm just guessing. Maybe the guy bought it in 67 in New York, and you know, a few years later, maybe he gave it to his son or his daughter. And they went to college in South Carolina, and that's where it ended up. But it is all original. These wheels did not come with it. We put these wheels on here so we could move it around. The original wheels look like this. The four that were on here were even worse. The tires were completely dry rotted, and they were more rusty. But this was the spare that was inside the trunk, so it was protected a little bit better. So what we've been working on is getting the starter out. The starter went bad after the first start video. So it's just running, it was just spinning, wouldn't turn over. So hopefully it's just the starter and nothing else. Hopefully it's not the flywheel all chewed up or anything. But I want to get that starter replaced. I want to replace this ugly, nasty ground cable. We're gonna replace that cable with a new one, replace this one, get the starter on there. Hopefully, we know it runs, it's just a matter of keeping it running nice and smooth so we can start working on the brakes and the electrical and other stuff like that. So here is the new starter, and it's smaller than the one that came out of it. The new ones that they're making are smaller now. I'm not sure when this one was put in, but it was, I'm assuming it was replaced at some point. One of the things that make me think that is because this is not the correct bolt. It should have a flat head on it on one side like this. Keeps it locked in so when you go to take the nut off, it doesn't spin. So that's the one that came out of it. This is the one, it should look like this. So we're gonna use that one. I bought that one for Rusty's engine, but we'll use it on this one. I'll order another one. So hopefully this and everything line up properly. They look correct. And hopefully we'll be good to go. So, I mean, if this was replaced, who knows when it was replaced? It could have been replaced in, you know, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72. Who knows when it was replaced? But it's definitely old. Very old. It could be original. They could have just taken the engine out or something at some point. And when they went to replace it, they put the wrong bolt back in. Who knows? I can't imagine that that's the bolt that came out of the factory, but it's possible, but not likely. So, before we get started, if you guys watched that last video, you saw these spark plugs coming out. Look at that. It's amazing that that car was even running. I guess maybe that's one of the reasons they stopped driving it, because it probably wasn't running very good, you know, between everything else that's going on with it. It was looked like it had been used and abused for the most part. Probably started running really crappy and they just parked it because it wasn't worth fixing at the time. You know, back then in the 70s, people were giving these things away because they really weren't worth anything at that point. But that's a new one. It's pretty wild how dirty that is. Look at that. All right, so we've got the new starter. Let's get that in. See if we can get this thing to start and stay running. Stand by. All right, guys, let's see if we can get that starter in there. I've got a new positive cable and a new negative cable, new starter, new bolt, a couple nuts, and we're gonna get under there, clean it up. But first, let's get this old, nasty negative cable off, and let's get this old positive cable out of here. We're gonna pull it through here. There's a grommet in there that needs to be replaced at some point. That one's pretty bad shape. Oh, we'll leave it for now. Let's see, what is that? 17 maybe? Nope. 13. And there it is. It's kind of nasty. Look at that. It's ugly old cable. I don't know where we're gonna put the new one. I don't think I want to run it through there, but we'll leave that nut off for now just in case. All right, be good to get some new ones in there. Let's get these out of the package. All right, let's push this nice new, oh man, is that long enough? Let's see. Yep, same length. Perfect. Oh, it's got this, I'm gonna have to run a little connector here to connect to the regulator. All right, so I took the lead that goes to the regulator off the old one and put it in here. I don't have this size connector, so I can't replace this right now. And this wire is in pretty bad shape, so I will get a new wire. We'll cut it here. We'll put a nice new connector on it with a nice connector here to go to the regulator. So this is just temporary for now. But at least we can get a new end to the starter underneath. All right, let's push it through. Oh yeah, that grommet is worn out. All right, so somewhere in here is about where we need to be. This will go here. Battery. We'll get up under there in a minute and make sure we're in the right spot. And let's see. Can't tell if that's the top or the bottom. I guess it doesn't really matter. I think that would be considered the top. Alright, the ground, I think we're just going to run it back over here for now. I'm going to clean this up, get some of that grease off of there, and then we'll run that. This engine is covered in dirt and grease, oil. I think we're going to need to do a complete rebuild on it soon. So originally it would have been probably tied into a bolt over here, but this is all rusted out. So at some point they weren't getting a good ground here because of all the rust, so they moved it over to the engine. But shouldn't be a problem for right now. All right, let's go underneath and put the starter in. All right, guys, bear with me. It's gonna be tight under here. Try to bring you along. Look at that dirt and grease. Ooh. She was well loved and used. Look at that. These are interesting shocks. I don't know if this is some kind of aftermarket thing they put on here, but I don't remember seeing this on my red 67. They look pretty different. I don't remember that thing going across the back there either, like a stabilizer. Not sure if that was factory or if they put that in after the fact. I don't know. If one of you guys know, let me know. Let's see if we can get under here and get this thing in here. Hold on. All right. Where are we going? There is the hole right there. See it? This is where the starter was here. So we're gonna put it in here. And oh, we gotta get the new cable over here. Hold on. You guys see it? There it is. Let's see if I can grab it. Yeah. All right, guys, got a front row seat here. Let's get that thing cleaned up a little bit. All right. Let's get this baby in there. Ooh. What is that, a 17? All right, I went and got a 17-inch socket and a ratchet. Let's see if we can get this extension bar on it. Let's see if there's any room in here. Oh yeah, there is a little room. Let's see, I gotta get that top bolt in before I get this too tight. Hold on, I can't even see. Maybe I can use the camera to see this a little better. Oh yeah, there it is. All right, see if I can get my hand back in there. All right. Whew. Okay, let's go in the engine bay and see if we can get that new nut on there without it slipping back on us. There it is. The trick is getting this on without it slipping back. We may need to put something on the back side. It's pretty tight in here, guys. Yeah, it's gonna want to slip. All right, let me put some duct tape on that back end. All right, I got some tape on there. Hopefully that'll hold it. We just got to get the thread started. Ooh, come on, baby. Oh. There we go. All right, awesome. All right, let's go back under and tie it in. Let's get that tape off. All right, looks good. We'll tighten it up a little more when we'll go back in. Let's finish tightening up that bottom one. Okay, that's pretty good for now. All right, we got this cable that goes to the solenoid, and then we got the cable that goes to the positive battery terminal to the solenoid. Where did it go? We lost it. There it is. It's tight. All right, guys, there it is, hooked up. All nice and neat. So let's see if it works. All right, let's finish tightening up this one back here. All right. Tighten it up a little bit. What is that? 13? Here's my ratchet. These ratchets are cool, but they don't fit in a lot of places because they got this extra meat on them. Went a little too hard on that one. Oh well. That one's on there pretty good. All right. All right. Oh yeah, it's working now. Working now. Got some juice in there. All right, new starter's in, new cables. Let's see if it starts. All right, guys, well, it's sounding pretty good. Not too bad considering. That's the first time I've had it idling. We need to adjust the timing a little bit. You know, I'm sure it could use a new belt and probably new points, and we got to get the fuel pump situated. We got a little bit of a leak here. Something's leaking somewhere. I'm not sure exactly where. But we will get that figured out, and we'll keep fine-tuning it, cleaning things up, and get the brakes done, get the gas tank cleaned up, get new fuel lines all the way to the back. Hopefully it'll be okay to drive to Bug Jam. If not, you know, it's always next year. All right, guys, stay tuned.